Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we will be creating a video on randomized units. We had a comment on a previous video that had two questions. I want the enemy units on each map to be selected at random from a pool of possible units. Is there a way to do this? And at the end of each map, I want the player to receive a random new unit from a pool of possible units. So let's see if we can get this done. First thing I'm going to do, we'll say for this second map, okay, I have no auto events for this map. Actually, let's just go back to the beginning map. Do we have any auto events? We have victory. We could turn on enemy attacking. Set starting abilities. Okay. So first, we're going to create randomized enemies. So I'm going to go to enemies. And I'm going to get rid of all the beginning enemies. Right now we just have Goblin. I'm going to copy and paste that and create a couple of different units. We'll do Skeleton. Change its class. I think there should be a skeleton in here somewhere. I would imagine it would be under fighters. Skeleton. There we go. Okay, what are some other good ones? We're not worried about differentiating their weapons. We're just trying to see if we can get it to pick from a pool of units. So we got Skeleton. What's a Hell Rider? We'll do a Zombie. Well, it looks like a zombie. There's a zombie. Let's create a fourth one. Wonder if they got like a necromancer or something. That might be mage. Necromancer. Oh, it looks like a necromancer. Okay. So now we have 4 different units. We want to start the map. And we're going to just say new event. We're going to rename it spawn location 1, or Roman numeral 1. This is going to happen we'll just say map start. Okay, so start and end, map start. We're going to create a new event, new action in the event, and we're just going to say unit appearance. And we're going to go to our event. Oh, you gotta change the names. But I'll start with Goblin. We'll make the first location at this bridge. Direction to appear. It'll just appear. That's the location, and appear in open space. That's in case someone moves on it, it'll still appear. Okay, boom, we got our first one. Now I want to create a couple of variables. So I'm going to go to tab 2, and I call this random. Okay. So now we have a random variable. And I want to go back into we're in event enemies, not just regular enemies, event enemies, because we're going to be creating these through events. I'm going to call this zombie. I'm going to call this necromancer. Okay. Oh, I want to go back to my auto events. And I'm going to do one of these for each unit. Skeleton. Zombie. Necromancer. So now if we do this, at map start, all 4 of these will spawn. Which is not what we want. But I just want to show you that's what's going to happen. Hopefully some spawn in open space. And I wonder if it happens before the screen. So they have not yet appeared. We're going to fight, and now they are there. But that was the end of the map. Why did the map end? Victory is when there's 0 enemies alive. So it had to be that. And I wonder if we can say turn is 1 or more. So we at least have to get past the first turn, and then once all the enemies are dead. So let's see if this works now. If we can play the map, and now they spawn. I wonder if I can get them to spawn before that. So I'm going to take this event, and I want to put it in opening events. I want to see if that allows us to do it before. Oh, see, now they're there, and they were randomized. Well, not randomized yet, but they at least spawned right there. Now we want to make them randomized. So, in our opening events, now that I move this over here, I am going to put triggers on these. Actually, first I want to make a change variable action. And I'm going to go to our random variable. And I'm going to go right here. I'm going to set random to this one, random, and I'm going to set it 1 to 4. So I'm going to set random to a random number between 1 and 4. I'm going to move that up here first. So if random ends up being 1, so I'm going to go with this condition, variable. If random is equal to 1, then spawn goblin. Or if random is equal to 2, so I just gotta see what this text. Okay. If random is equal to 2, then we're going to get skeletons. If random is equal to 3, random is equal to 3, then we get zombies. And if random is equal to 4, we get necromancer. Whoops. Random is equal to 4, we get necromancer. Now, I'm going to make this happen in 2 more locations. And all I'm going to do is change the location. Let me get the next bridge. And then this one's going to be the next bridge. Okay. So now each of these locations are going to spawn a random unit of these 4. Let's test it out. Map test. So for some reason it didn't spawn right here, but we did get it here. So let's see if I did that correctly. Opening events. All these are at 1.6. All those are at 8.9. All those are at 15.8. I don't know why this one did not spawn. Let's try it one more time. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, okay. Now I know why. So in this case, these are pulling from event enemies. This is not what we want. What we want to do is make these reinforcements. Because if you have event enemies, this one instance of a goblin can be chosen. So if it chooses goblin on this one, and then chooses goblin on the second one, it's going to now move that goblin to the next area. So what we can do is we can move these to the reinforcements tab. I'll get rid of these. And these allow as many of this unit you want to call. It'll just spawn generic versions of this one. But now we have to go change all these. So this is currently swordsman, so we're going to go to reinforcements, goblin. It's good for me to mess up so you can see the different things that can happen and how we can fix them. Okay. Do the same things here. Goblin, reinforcement skeleton, reinforcement zombie, reinforcements necromancer, and one more time for the third location. Sorry, had a brain fart. Where was I? Opening events. Goblin, I already did goblin. Reinforcement skeleton. Reinforcements zombie. And reinforcements necromancer. So now, since all of those are from reinforcements, they should not pull from the same pool. They will just pull from generic units that you can place as many times as you want. So let's try it one more time and see if we... No, none of them spawned. Okay. That is interesting. So logically that should work, I think, but it did not. Oh. You also notice I made them guests. I wonder if we make them enemies, this will work. That one. Goblin. So reinforcements, you can make them guests, enemies, or allies. Let's just see if that worked. Now that there's... Okay, there we go. Now it spawned. And I should be able to fight. actually fight it? Okay, good. So that was the reason. So, yes, once again, very good on messing up so you can learn with me. Because that is a very easy mistake to make, is to not set them to enemies. Choose a skeleton, enemy. One more section. Okay, let's see if this works now. Yep, we have 3 random units here. Now we have Skeleton, Necromancer, Goblin. Let's try again see if the same thing happens. Skeleton, Necromancer, Goblin. No, it's random. So we got that working. Now, what if we want it to be, if it rolls 1, we get all goblins, or if we want all skeletons or all necromancers. So we could just take, I'm going to copy and paste again. I'm going to call this 2. Just so I have some clarity. And then we're going to say spawn random. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to get rid of these. And then for each of these, I'm going to get rid of the random part. So now, it's going to roll. The opening events, you're going to start top to bottom, I believe. So it should initially... it'll initially roll a random number 1 to 4. And then, if it's 1, it'll spawn the goblin here, spawn the goblin here, and spawn the goblin here. And if it's any of the other numbers, they'll all be the same unit. There we go. All zombies that time. All necromancers that time. All necromancers. Let's see if we can get one of the others. All skeletons. So there you go. You got random units on the map. I believe that was one of the questions. I want the enemy units on each map to be selected at random from a pool of possible units. Is there a way to do this? So you just got that right there. Now, let's say you want to actually create specific battles and you want it to be random which battle is chosen. So I'm going to rename the entire map random 1. Two. And 3. And we'll keep this as random 1. Random 2. Where is... We're going to make this a water level. Just want to make it look a little bit different. I'm just having fun. Sorry. just so we can say there's a reason why we're going to change from map to map. So this one has a bunch of water in it. And random 3 will be all stone. That has these things in it. Okay, so we have a second map, and we'll make this one all forest, just so you can differentiate. Map 1 is forest, map 2 is water, map 3 is stone. So when we beat this level, we want to go to one of those 3 scenarios. So victory, here, we're just going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to go to variable. I wonder if I can just copy and paste it. Opening events, spawn random. I'm just going to copy that part. Auto events, victory. Variable, add, random, equal to 1. Will be our forest map. Chapter 2, or random 2, and random 3. Random is equal to 2. Random is equal to 3. And also random we have to set to 1 to 3 this time, because we only have 3 options. Okay, so now we beat the map. It'll roll one of these 3, and it'll send us to one of these 3 maps, depending on what random it rolls. I'm just going to set the enemy's hit points to 1, so we can kill them real fast. And let's try it out. So let's head out. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, hopefully we can kill him. Attack with our short sword. Got him. We'll use icicle. Got him. And we'll attack with our spear guy. Got him. So the level's done. And now it's going to pick one of the 3 random maps. We got random 1 this time. And then we fight. Let's try it one more time and see if we can get something different. Oh, whoops, I gotta turn on my power. Sorry, I wasn't plugged in. Okay, so we're going to try it again and see if we don't get the forest level this time. Whoops. I want to go through the regular game so I get all my units. Okay, attack. No, this time we got random too. We got the water level. So there you go. We got it randomized. Okay. Next. So that's a different way you can do random units, is you can just have specific units on a map and then random to that level. Okay. At the end of each map, I want the player to receive a random new unit from a pool of possible units. Okay. Let's see if we can get that to work. So first of all, we're going to start with just 3 characters now. Since we already have 6 made, I'm going to bring it down to 3 for this map. There's no sorting restriction. There's no fixed units. Okay. And at the end, so from victory, I'm also going to have it unit appearance, and we want it to be random. So we'll start with the monk. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to put random up here. I'm going to have the monk appear just at 0, 0. I'm hoping this doesn't actually appear. So monk, knight, and archer. And then we're just going to set random to each of these. Random equal to 1. Random equal to 2. And random equal to 3. Okay. So now when we win, we should get a random unit. And we can even say message, show message. Your monk has arrived. I don't know why I capitalized monk. And we'll also make that random one. Your knight has arrived. No, I'll just keep them all capital. Your archer has arrived. And then we're going to change these to 2. Whoops. So if you get your archer, it says you got your archer. You got your knight, it says you got your knight. And you'll actually be able to see the unit. Okay, so it'll random. So let's say it gets 1, your monk will appear. And I'll say your monk has arrived. And then none of these are true, so none of this other stuff will happen. And then it'll get sent to a random map. Now on those maps, I think, well, we have max unit 6. So that should be fine. And it'll spawn in whatever that 4th location is. So let's see if this works. Start a new game. This time we only got 3 units. Oh, she dodged. use Icicle because that always hits. And this guy can attack and miss again. Wonderful. Let's try this one more time. Okay, we beat the level. Oh, I didn't change the face, but look, our archer's up here. Your archer has arrived. Now, in the next map, we should have 4 units. And this map is the desert map, because it's randomized. Oh, now it gave us all 6. I do not want that. So what happened? Let's figure it out. Oh. I think with our initial information, initial members, we don't want these guys. I think that's what caused that. I thought we already had those units. So let's try one more time. I'll just let him come closer. Icicle one more time. Let's see what unit we get. Your monk has arrived. What map do we get? The water map. And look, we got our monk. Formation. No, are we able to move our units around? Yeah, we can move them. Okay, I think that accomplished everything we wanted to do with this video. So it said, in my project, my goal is to create a short and sweet replayable campaign that is highly variable. Roguelike, I suppose. To do this, I really want to do 2 things I'm struggling to figure out. I assume I need to use variables. We absolutely used variables. Nothing too complicated, though. But I don't quite understand the language on variables. I want the enemy units on each map to be selected at random from a pool of possible units. Is there a way to do this? At the end of each map, I want the player to receive a random new unit from a pool of possible units. And we did that. That was user Anthony Robertson 3106. Thank you for your question, and this was actually a pretty fun video to make. I appreciate it, and see you on the next one.